I've always had a fascination with the paranormal, so when I heard about a haunted house that had been abandoned for decades, I couldn't resist the opportunity to investigate. Little did I know that this decision would lead me down a path of terror and despair. The house stood on the outskirts of town, shrouded in an eerie silence. It was a dilapidated structure with broken windows, sagging floors, and an overall air of malevolence. The locals whispered stories of tragic events that had unfolded within its walls, claiming that the spirits of the past still lingered, trapped in a perpetual state of unrest. Armed with my trusty EVP recorder, a flashlight, and a heart pounding with equal parts excitement and trepidation, I stepped through the front door of the haunted house. The atmosphere inside was heavy, suffocating, as if the very air itself was tainted by the presence of unseen entities. I cautiously made my way through the decaying hallways, my footsteps echoing ominously against the peeling wallpaper. Strange sounds echoed from the shadows, whispers that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Each room I entered held its own secrets, its own horrors. As I reached the staircase leading to the second floor, a chilling breeze sent a shiver down my spine. I glanced back, but the front door had mysteriously closed, trapping me inside. Panic began to claw its way up from the depths of my being, but I couldn't let fear consume me. I had come here to uncover the truth, and I would not be deterred. The upstairs corridor was even more decrepit than the ground floor. The floorboards creaked beneath my weight, as if protesting my intrusion. The temperature dropped, and I could see my breath fogging the air. Shadows danced on the walls, their movements too deliberate to be mere tricks of the light. I focused my attention on a room at the end of the corridor, the source of an eerie humming sound that grew louder with each step. Pushing the door open, I found myself in a room frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture lay untouched, as if waiting for its long-gone occupants to return. But it was the old mirror hanging on the wall that caught my attention. As I approached the mirror, my reflection stared back at me, but there was something off. The eyes were hollow, devoid of life, and the mouth twisted into a macabre grin. I stumbled back in horror, but it was too late. The mirror came alive, tendrils of darkness snaking out, wrapping around my body, pulling me closer. I screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the ethereal abyss. My consciousness flickered, and I found myself in a realm of nightmares. Faces of tortured souls surrounded me, their eyes filled with agony and despair. Unseen forces pulled at my limbs, dragging me further into the abyss. I fought against the suffocating grip, desperate to escape, but it was futile. Time lost all meaning as the horror consumed me. Days merged into nights, and sanity teetered on the edge of oblivion. I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of terror, tormented by the spirits that haunted this house. In my darkest moments, I could hear their voices, a cacophony of anguish that echoed through the depths of my mind. They whispered of the horrors they had endured, the pain that had bound them to this wretched place. And in their whispers, I found a sliver of hope. With every ounce of willpower I could muster, I fought against the grip of the supernatural realm. I summoned strength from deep within, determined to break free from the clutches of this haunted house. In one final surge of defiance, I broke through the barrier that held me captive. Gasping for air, I found myself back in the hallway, the mirror shattered into 1,000 pieces. The house was silent once again, the spirits vanquished, but their presence lingered in the very fabric of the walls. I stumbled toward the front door, bruised and shaken but alive. As I stepped back into the outside world, the weight of the horrors I had witnessed settled upon me. The haunted house had claimed its victims, but I had managed to escape its clutches. The memory of that fateful investigation would forever haunt my dreams, a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked within the shadows of the unknown.